Nestled in the shadow of its imposing, now abandoned keep, sits the dwindling riverside village of Weepstone. But things were not always so. For in times gone by, a man from the east, known only as Raal, grew to power, waging a relentless campaign westward. After crossing the mountains into the kingdom of Talesworth, he established his seat of power and constructed a stronghold from which to oversee his lands. He called this stronghold Weepstone Keep. Many wondered what compelled this mysterious and seemingly unstoppable warrior to end his bloody campaign in this place. But the years were good to Weepstone and its people, their harvests unfailingly robust, and their industries the envy of neighbors both near and far. However, Raal would not live forever, and upon his death, his lands passed to his eldest son, Byron, and thus began the troubled times. Long past are the seasons of plenty for Weepstone and its people, whose fields now sit barren, the people forsaken by the good fortunes they once took for granted. To the astonishment of many, Byron abandoned Weepstone Keep for a modest manor on a hill near the town, and forbade anyone to return to its halls. Now the town barely survives, mostly as an unwelcome stop along a trade route used by merchants too impatient to travel the hospitable roads of the south. Only the trapped or the desperate continue to call this bleak place their home. Our story begins here, on a night of ill omen, as the people of Weepstone have been called to the tavern for reasons unknown.
Good people of Weepstone, I've summoned you here to discuss a matter of grave importance. My brother and your lord, Byron, has fallen ill. He is rarely conscious. His nights are fraught with fevered dreams and terrible nightmares. The healers know not what ails him. In his half-waking state, he mumbles incoherently of Weepstone Keep, the castle that our father built, our childhood home. I can only hope that it is there where answers may lie. Are there any among you willing to delve into that forsaken place to find the source of Byron's torment? I will not lie. There is undoubtedly great danger waiting for any who venture there, in the form of both man and beast. While the keep and its contents have been forbidden since our exile, I hereby decree that any brave enough to take on this task may enter, explore, and importantly, keep what they may find within its walls. Who among you will take up this duty? I need 6 volunteers. Please, I would rather not have my hand forced to choose.
It is beyond me to make this choice. This path has already been chosen for me.
Okay. What's the keep?
I'll go. I'm not as young as I once was, but maybe my years at the keep will be of some help.
Where you go, I go. I love. You know that.
I said I would stick to plows and horseshoes. But I still know how to swing a hammer. I'll go.
And so the unlikely party set out for the keep, arriving at the gates just as the evening light began to fade. One can only assume the formidable visage on this statue is Rahl himself. There seems to be something missing from this. The arm seems to be designed to act as a lever, but the one can only assume the arm seems to be designed to act as a lever. One can only assume the formidable. One can only assume the scepter snaps into. Spartan beds and matching foot chests hint at this room's use as a barrack of some kind. The sound of small boots disturbs the quiet of the room as small figures burst forth from the haphazard barricade. They brandish crude weapons and seem particularly intent on defending their hideout. A grinding noise, followed by the sound of metal scraping on stone, echoes from deep. A foul odor pervades this place, a smell so heinous it is beyond description. A sitting board runs the length of the far wall, with 3 openings. Despite the buzzing flies, you hear the faintest sound of rushing water that seems to be coming from the farthest hole. Peering into the opening shows a drop that leads out of sight and into absolute darkness, farther than any sane person would attempt to climb. The party calls down in desperation, but they receive no reply. As you approach the middle latrine, you are blasted by an odor beyond word. Your guts roil, your eyes water. Whatever faith you have is tested by the putrid fumes that waft from this unholy maw. Shockingly, the latrine is not. You sift blindly through horrors within, and to your surprise, you retrieve what feels like a ring. You emerge from the hole, smelling foul and feeling quite... let's just say that you're poisoned.
Oh!
This door is wedged shut by the damp and refuses to open despite your best efforts. Your weapons and inexperience do little. Though humble, these quarters were clearly reserved for a captain or leader.
My thoughts of late are greatly troubled, and my faith in our Lord falters. That priestess, Lerona, and her jealously guarded activities beneath the keep bring me great concern. if the captain of his lord's guard.
This door is not locked, but it refuses. No discernible sounds come. You attack the door, but fail to cause any significant damage. The party lifts with their combined might, but can do little to move the steel port. This stately but smaller hall seems to have served as a gallery of sorts. Crumbled detritus of carved busts and toppled plinths lie in shambles across the floor. The only remnants that hint at the original grandeur of this place are the large tapestries that still hang on the opposing walls, dominating the space. Before you spans a great mural dominating the entire stretch of wall. A man, most likely Rahl himself, sits astride his great warhorse. He brandishes an outstretched sword at the body of a fallen foe, flanked by his imposing host. Depicted in the mural that spans the length of this side of the hall is the silhouette of a man standing in front of what looks like a calm pool of water. Though at first it appears to be merely a pool in a cavern, the exacting geometric carvings that decorate the hewn stone walls are of unsettling design. The smith's quarters are Spartan and humble, but must have once been a comfortable respite from the heat and ringing of the
daft, blasted idiot. I just can't seem to keep my head on straight anymore these days. 1. Reforge the armory key for the 3rd time this year. 2. Finish up the...
The large forge at the center of this room seems long dormant, but the smell of coke and coal still permeates every inch. That item doesn't seem to work here. You've already got one of those. The forge is not lit, so the bellows have no effect. You lean in, lighting the forge with your torch. It is indeed lit, but only just. The forge begins heating up as you pump. As more air pumps into... The forge is as hot as it's going to get. As the ingot begins to melt, the steel slowly oozes into the mold. After a few minutes, the newly forged key is just barely cool enough to handle. As the ingot begins to melt, a filthy, disheveled man holding a knife cowered.
What are you lot doing in here? Well, it's been raining of late, old Krieg. I'm not welcome in town as such. My shame is too great. What can I say? Yeah, you too. I would make sure you...
This door is locked and your entrance startles the large, scuttling creature that seems to have been nibbling on what remains of an axe blade. It rears up in the earthy smell of rusting metal and leather gone to rot fill this chamber that clearly once served as an armory. Mouldering armor and rusting weapons sit in chaotic piles, strewn. These weapons have been corroded beyond use by the iron bellies. These weapons have been a grinding noise, followed by the sound of metal scraping on stone, echoes. This door is not locked, but it refuses. No discernible. You attack the door. This door is. A large, barren courtyard opens before you, complete with mature trees and cobblestone walkways. As you cross the threshold, a sprinkling of pebbles and dust rain down from above. From atop the towering walls surrounding the courtyard, despite your best efforts, the door Despite your best efforts,
You there? Who are you? Are you now? That would be quite the... I would see you clearer. It would be rude to not introduce myself to guests. I am Laronia, the ever-faithful. You say you've come on behalf of Byron. How does he fare? How I know of ways to end his suffering. Let me... I must have misinterpreted the omens. Today, he calls for... It matters not.
And with that, the spark of life fades from the mad priest.